Hello and good afternoon. I just noticed that I did not actually have that thing off. Well, my bad. Sorry, I was chugging my lunch. Anyway, so, hello every folks. How the hell's it going? Should probably, yeah, definitely should should probably check that in the future, huh? So, so yeah, that is correct, Mr. Doctor. That, I mean, I guess it's arguably food. That's kind of the question now, isn't it? I don't know if a protein shake is food, but whatever. Close enough. So, welcome to the dealie. Basically, if you haven't seen the blenderizer before, the long and short of it is, I have 5 wheels off to the side here, 2 of which are for the arena and missions, 3 of which are for 3 different categories of parts. And I'm actually going to do the rules a little bit different this time. And that essentially, we're going to be resetting these particular ACs before we get going here, in fact. So let's go ahead and get that set up. The long and short of it is that, yeah, the way that this is supposed to work is that there will essentially be 5 resets of sorts, that if a build becomes so utterly unusable that it's nigh impossible to do anything with it, like for example a severely overweight AC that only has a parrying blade or something like that, if it's something like that, then I will allow the option to default back to the starting AC and re-roll 3 new parts, and then, yeah, just kind of continue on from there. Basically, that was the issue with the blenderizer last time, so I figure with this new rule, we should be actually getting somewhere. So yeah, that's kind of about the long and short of it, really. If you've never played AC3 before, since I'm assuming there's going to be several people from, like, the Tactics Ogre side and that kind of thing, yeah, it's a pretty awesome game. It's pretty neat. Now, as far as actual agency that I have in this particular challenge, I'm allowed to, like I said, I'm allowed 5 times that or 4 times rather, that I can redo the AC. So, for example, say the Capnator here becomes broken, then I go down to the next one. Say this one becomes broken, I go down to this one, etc., etc. Aside from that, I'm allowed to decide whether the next thing is a mission or a arena fight. And lastly, I'm allowed to pick whichever optionals I want, since, you know, gotta have at least a little bit of choice in there to keep it interesting. I did try actually randomizing the optional parts, and honestly, it just wasn't that. It didn't really add anything, so that's kind of where that whole thing came from. And yeah, if at any point you have any suggestions for how to make this more interesting, how to make it more, you know, challenging, whatever, you know, what have you, just generally how to make it more amusing, feel free to go ahead and pop that sucker out there. So how have you been, Voctor? What's new with you? You making all those seagulls like usual? I just assume you live in like some kind of penthouse surrounded by seagulls all day at this point. If I were to kind of throw a little bit of imagination on that situation, like presumably have probably have Sith Lord, just like a statue to what's it, Father Gull. Things, you're up to things. Well, things can be interesting. It's always good to have things. Nothing wrong with things. But okay, probably don't really need to redo all of these ACs to the starter one. I think the rule there is more or less set. And actually, it occurs to me I forgot to write that into the bot, so I should probably go ahead and do so. So let me go ahead and reset these last 2, and then we'll be good to go here. Let's see, we're still at 2. So we got a couple seagulls for SL PvP. Yeah, I saw that SL's PvP community is actually doing pretty darn well lately. Seems like everybody's up and doing stuff. It's nice to see. I kind of wish I would be around at the times when, you know, that would be more of a thing. But yeah, generally speaking, every time I seem to try to launch that thing, something goes completely busted, and especially I just wish the dang Hamachi thing would stop breaking in half every time I turned it on. I'm like, oh, you've turned it on. Well, I'm sure it would be a shame if suddenly your internet imploded. So that's always nice. Actually, I was expecting the internet to implode today as well, but thankfully it only did so for a few minutes, so the Fire Emblem randomizer got a little bit screwed. But oh well. No, actually, that one I'll probably continue at some point, because it was actually looking pretty viable. Which, considering how many runs got immediately murdered by Super Dragons, that's saying something. Actually got to like almost the 10th mission there, so stuff occurred. Alright, now, as far as previous challenges that had come up in this run, obviously every fight's going to be a little bit different, every build is going to be a little bit different. However, surprisingly, Death Hallway has not been as much of an issue as I would have thought, and Rahito Lab has kind of been the big run ender up to this point. So Rahito Lab, and sometimes some of the, like, really, really basic ones, like, for example, clear out organisms or stuff like that. So, yeah, there we go. So that's all the ACs redone. We can go ahead and, probably go over here. I'll give it an appropriate name and color scheme in just a sec here. So, alright, let's see. SLPvP is mostly degeneracy. I'm assuming, let's see. If only a buster did Blade Tournament, so I could unleash Father Gull. Well, unfortunately, he's out of commission for at least a while. I don't know what's going to end up resulting out of that. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't really seen that much coming out about that rule that scared him off. So I kind of wonder what the end result is going to be. I kind of want to say that maybe, it's very possible that he kind of just wanted to take a little bit of a vacation of sorts. You never know. It's possible. But yeah, I was hearing some complaints about the SLPvP the other day. That apparently there was a lot of hit and run type stuff going on. But to be fair, that's the same kind of stuff that's always been in AC PvP. Like anytime there's been a timer whatsoever, it's always been the same thing. Like if actually, yeah, let's go back to sample colors. Let's turn these all gray because we got them be all boring and monotonous and all that kind of thing. So yeah. I know, I probably should have done this beforehand, but such is life. I mean, again, with the complaint about timers, I'm pretty sure anybody that's played 4 Answers PvP at all probably has a pretty similar story to speak of there. Like, oh man, I hit the guy once, and then he hit me twice, and then he just ran away forever. And you would actually see, like, dedicated builds for that kind of thing, which was nuts, especially considering how fast everybody can move in that game. So you'd see stuff like, just somebody coming in with 2 snipers, and then they just take a shot with each one, and they're just suddenly gone for the rest of the match. And everyone's looking around, they've been, like, let's assume it was a battle royale, everybody's been going at each other for like 20 minutes. Finally, the last couple survivors are just looking around like, okay, there's one guy with completely max AP just kind of sitting there in the background. What the hell's he been up to? And, yeah, that's usually around the point that they realize that there's about 30 seconds left on the clock, and there's absolutely that's all they can actually do. Alright, so without any further ado, let's go ahead and get this run going. So, first set of rolls, we got the outer frame, we got the insides and outsides, and we got the arms here. So, what are we rolling? We got the FCS Anna, so right. Yeah, for some reason if you tab these out, they just kind of like weirdly click off in the background for some reason. I said some reason multiple times, so we got, I mean, it's an okay FCS, I guess. That's the insides and outsides. We got the Icicle, so crap. Got a little bit down on weight there, and then we got the back antenna for the actual equipment change, so there we go. Not really anything super amazing. Now, what do we have? I feel like this... I feel like I kind of just want to do an arena fight in this. So that's kind of the main choice I have here. So, E22. Let's go ahead and see what's going on in E22. E22... Who's at E22? Okay, we got Scylla. Fair enough. It's probably a big old open map. I actually haven't played this in a good long while now. I think it's actually been a few months since I touched AC3 last. Which I know, blasphemy. Also, I forgot my friggin' optionals. Crap. Well, hopefully this isn't rip run right away. I mean, it's just Scylla though, so it shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully muscle memory will carry this run. But yeah, there was this whole discussion on the Fire Emblem randomizer earlier, and I was like, man, can't believe I actually haven't done anything with the Armored Core Blenderizer in a while. So yeah, no huge problem. Just so you know, every one of these options is automatically removed from the wheel every single time that it happens. So yeah, it's going to be updating itself over time, except for the parts. The parts can always roll any one of the parts in the game, so that's there. Now, this hopefully will get them into overheat. Basically, as far as the starter's stuff is concerned, the blade is almost like an absolute you hit the button and you lose kind of situation. When it comes to the rifle, it's mostly useful for overheat, and then when it comes to missiles, that's where your actual damage comes from. So there's that. Aside from that, it's got some pretty okay shell defense, but pretty garbage otherwise. Hello there, Mr. Setabo. Nice to see you here. We might be seeing Pan later as well, since he was kind of wanting to see an AC stream and generally how it went. I'm assuming it's probably going to be the usual of people are going to look at the title, it's like, what's an armored core? Which honestly made me tempted to go ahead and, maybe switch it over to something like friggin' Dark Souls with mechs. But, we'll see, we'll see. Actually, let's put that in the title. Let's see if maybe some people actually join in from that title. Okay, so that's the first arena fight one. Let's go check out our next 3 parts. Hopefully the wheels are properly showing up. Are they? It's a bit hard to tell. Let's see what left work early today because I'm working late tonight. Well, that is a bummer. Well, actually, hard to tell. Bummer, or is it a good thing? That's the weird part. Let's actually move this wheel over a little bit so I can see it better. Hopefully it's not readjusting itself all over the place. It's actually very possible. Sorry if it's readjusting itself all of a sudden. Okay, so we got the AKS. I believe that's the bipedal bird legs, if I recall. AKS, where are you? Okay, not the bipedal bird legs. Where are you, AKS? Okay, we got basic bird... Yeah, no, basic bird legs. Next up, we got CR-14 radiator. That I'm perfectly okay with. Any change there is alright. And we got a basic missile on the back, so already equipping that thing. So this thing still kind of an utter lump of crap, but I do have to remember to put on my optionals. So first off, yeah, definitely gonna have the defense boosters and the stability booster. Generator for sure, lock-on disabler for sure, and I think we'll be good with that. Missile display, yeah, I don't know if this radar actually display missiles, so I'm going to go for another arena fight, since again, those are a little bit easier to win with jank builds. Missiles are a bit of a different story. Alright, E20, got another nice, easy arena fight. Let's see what we got here. Scroll all the way down. And we got Cold Heart. Fair enough. Nice old sub-arena with nothing much going on. Alright. See, it's a thing. Work normal hours today, and had to work late tonight, so it'll be a bummer. Yeah. Well, I mean, you win some, you lose some, I guess. That's the only way to look at it. Okay, so I do not have the speed or the cooling to really deal with this guy's bazooka, but oh well. Thankfully, he keeps firing with all of his massive spread, so not a massive threat. Okay, he's already out of his bazooka. He's only got large rockets, which, granted, it'll only take like 2 or 3 of those to put me down, but given the relative accuracy the AI has with those things, especially when you're doing circle dodges, it's a complete nothing. It's a nothing. There we go. Got a little bit of plink on him. We got a little bit more energy than last time, so I'm not necessarily running out. Like I said, I'm a little out of practice, a little bit rusty, so expect to see some relatively poor stuff every now and then. Let's go ahead and get rid of the blade, because I don't really plan to use it. But yeah, bear in mind, if there's a situation where a back part is being replaced, I do have the option for picking which one of the 2 things it will replace. Unless, of course, it's a dual thing. And if a dual weapon ends up getting replaced, then there's the option to go back to the default on either side once the next thing is rolled. I'm just going to have that out of the way. Alrighty then. Yeah, Mr. Cerebo, have you played any of this series by chance? Like, apparently, I was surprised to find out that Pan had actually played some of this. Because I thought he just did RPGs and stuff. Who knew? Alright, let's roll some dang wheels. So first things first. Crap, I guess we're doing an arena fight. Rather, the next time an arena fight is done, it's D9. But I didn't mean to do that, meant to roll out of frame. So, BST... Okay, we got the birdie booster. That I will gladly take. That's easily, well, my second favorite birdie. So there we go. So we got the birdie booster. What else? By the way, that's not actually its name. Later on, it got changed to the birdie. That's why it's named that. The ZSV generator, another pretty solid choice right there. So yeah, good output. Not so good on weight, but so far, as long as these legs hold up, we're all right. As long as we don't get a super heavy weapon right here. And oh, 150 pulse. That is acceptable. It'll do. It'll definitely do. I can probably even do some missions with that, though it's a little risky. If I get a different core, that might be a little bit better for missions. Actually, I have a good generator now, so I can probably get rid of the gen capacity, can probably increase their power. We need 5 for yeah, the energy reduction one in this one is insane. So we're going to go ahead and leave that as is, and yeah, I guess since we already rolled the arena, let's go ahead and do D9, whatever that is. And that's Doral. Okay, so this is the guy who I've added to several of my runs because he is probably my favorite mascot out of AC3. Let's see. Just what I mentioned before, played the AC demo on the PS1 disc, but very little. Well, this is kind of, in my opinion, the best generation of Armored Core, as it were. Like, this is around the point where, like, all the different parts ended up getting a pretty identifiable look to them. All of the mechanics were pretty understandable. You know, it was that nice little moment. Like, you know when Dark Souls 1 came out, that's why I call it Dark Souls with mechs? It's like, it had that feeling of being just right in terms of conveying just enough of the mechanics to be kind of intuitive, and then there was just enough visual design to everything that you could kind of tell what everything was about. And, you know, there was just enough challenge to where it was pretty difficult your first time through, but then it was easy as hell, like, once you actually got used to it. Like, that kind of thing. So yeah. More or less that. So we're going to go to the desert here, yeah, get rid of the blade. This guy, why I say he's my favorite, my favorite mascot by far. Actually, let me, adjust my window just a little bit here so I can see it a little bit better. Because I recently adjusted all my windows so all stuff's out of place slightly. And there we go. Let's get that tiny little black line out of here. There we go. That looks so much nicer. And it is now taking up way too... God dang it. Hang on. I didn't think it would resize the entire thing. Let's, where is my dashboard? How do I go back to the dashboard of this thing? This? No, is it this? I don't know. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how the hell to... Okay, do you want to log out? No, I most definitely don't want to do that. Hello there, Mr. ProCow. How are things? Okay, there it is. There's the video. Now, let's go ahead and resize this back to where I had it. Sorry about that. Get to where you need to be, please. Thank you. And let's just adjust this very slightly to not be blocking off Jack's name there. And perfect. That looks nice and pretty. Kind of. We just adjust it a tiny bit more. There we go. Don't be a perfectionist nightmare. Okay. We're good, I think. I don't know what this button does, I don't know what this button... There we go, that's the right button. I figured out my buttons! Perfect, so moving on. So why I was saying that this dude is my favorite, he is one of the very few that's completely capable of just utterly ruining himself, just without your input even. He's a guy that is so bad that he will literally run over his own mines repeatedly. He's actually there as a mid-boss for the game, which is the funny part. Cause yeah, he'll show up and they're like, oh man, it's this dude, we're so terrified of him, it's, you know, how could they possibly send this guy out? And, like right there, he almost ran into his own mines. But yeah, no, he just shows up in this relatively tightly packed city, so if this run continues on long enough, you know, we'll eventually see that mission. He's run himself out of energy, because he's downright amazing. He's got no armor, his weapon loadout makes no sense, because he's got the worst machine gun in the game, he's got rockets that he can't hit anything with. He's got mines that he hits himself with, and then he's got a shield, which shields are utter garbage in this game, so there's that. Anyway, so there's that done. What do we got next? Okay, accidentally rolled arms first. Let's roll that outer frame. Alright, how scary is it? Okay, SS-1001. I want to say that's one of the tank legs. 1001s. Okay, crap, we got lightweights. Like, here's the funny balance of this whole thing, right? So, lightweights, in a normal game, relatively overpowered in many, many folks' opinion. However, as soon as you get to the point of doing a blenderizer, and you wind up overweight with some lightweight legs, you got nothing going for you. Alright, so we got the wait, was that the Rogue 10? I thought it was the CR10. Yeah, Radiator CR10. Which one are we looking at here? I think I meant the Rogue 10. That's what it is. Oh, no, I'm being an idiot. There we go, that's the thing we need. So it is the basic Radiator. I just did a derping, and we got the back laser dispenser. So, like I was saying, friggin' not this one. Actually, we get the pulse cannon out of that. So if we replace this, I call it the laser dispenser because the thing looks like a ticket dispenser. So that's this. Like, it looks like one of those deli counter things. So okay, this run, or rather this build, kind of sucks, not gonna lie. But I think we can risk a mission. Like, we've got enough firepower, I think, to risk a mission. Just so you know, Mr. Cerebo, you... Crap. Okay, go fight the frickin' big boss. Excellent. So that should be in the nature area. Yeah, destroy massive weapon. Oh, no. That's a smart pod.
Believed to be under the influence of the controller made an unexpected appearance today. We've never seen anything.
Crap, it's Leviathan. Alright, well... I guess we got options for Street King or Comeback. I'm gonna take Comeback. He does more damage generally. So if you didn't know, yeah, the moment you touch the water, you die. So we might have Rip Run right here. Oh, no, go up. Okay. That was weird. That's not... Man, he sounds pissed. Okay, well then. Made Buster mod just because? Well, I mean, if he decides to hop in, I certainly won't say no. So there we go. Let's go ahead and restart that real quick. So let's reset the missions, reset the arena, and reset the build. Okay. So, back to the start. That was definitely my fault. I actually thought that the birdie would be able to handle that weight a little bit better than it did. It certainly was not able to do so. Alright. So, Mr. Cow, just so you know, there's, nah. Anyway, so yeah, just so you know, as far as the rules go, I actually changed them for this one. So Cow was here for the originals. Basically, the way that the rules go for this one is if there's any particular build that winds up being so jank that it's non-functional, I can just go down to the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one, essentially just default back to the starter. And then if I get down to AC5, that's kind of the end of those attempts, or at the end of those resets. I can't go back to any previous ones, and can't do any of that stuff. But it's just kind of an option there to keep the run going, as it were. I was tempted to just use them as lives, though. What do you guys think? Do you think it's easier just to use them as kind of like a live system, or do we want to just continue on with the options of reset? So SA-77 for radiators. So there we go, and we got a shortage of energy. That is a fantastic way to start. And the ARM SMG, so the utterly garbage machine gun. So we're gonna go arena for sure. Because the arena, I can at least. Okay, so we are going forward. Then we'll be using the ACs as lives. So that's what you guys are voting for, yeah? Yes, no, maybe so, kind of, sort of, maybe. Get over here, delicious coffee. I require some of your sustenance. Whoa. That was pretty metal right there. Just popped open the coffee thing, just like a bunch of steam shot out, like a freaking cannon going up to the ceiling. Man, that was awesome. Oh, God. That didn't cool off at all in the last hour. Well, I won't be able to taste anything for a good while. Still probably some delicious coffee, though. Okay, so, arena. I'm assuming you guys are counting that system for live, so let's go to the arena. D4. Oh man, not Bison. Not that guy. Actually, to be fair, he actually might be pretty difficult with his builds. Just because of the energy shortage, and also because I forgot my optionals again. Hello there, Mr. Pan. How's it going? Let's get rid of the laser blade, because it might solve my energy issues. Actually, hang on. Let me pause it real quick to adjust my headset. It's fallen off, because apparently my head's tiny. Which it's not, but oh well. So yeah, we're completely out of breath for this fight. As you can see, not even regenerate. Right. Well, I mean, I can put out one missile in that time, so there we go. Taking on a tank with an SMG, this is a good idea. Thankfully, yeah, we've got a good amount of basic missiles at the very least. It's relatively easy to dodge the pod missiles. I mean, they just kind of swarm out in all directions. And for some reason, he's drained himself of energy. There's a small possibility of being able to use the missiles to overheat him. Just because of the whole energy thing, more than likely. Like, especially if he decides to overboost for some reason. Alright, he's only got one pursuit missile left, so yeah, I think we're going to be able to do this. Although, yeah, I will point out we've burned through half the missiles already, and he hasn't even overheated once. Oof. Okay, that is a really bad time to run out of energy. Okay, fantastic. I'll just go ahead and eat all those shots, sure. I wasn't paying attention, but again, I have no ability to recharge for all intents and purposes, because the randomizer is amazing. But yeah, Mr. Pan, so, yeah. Ended up doing that whole armor core thing, and went and made a fancy little layout kind of thing for it, and I think it looks okay. Yeah, what does everybody think of the layout? Is it egregious? Does it look gaudy as all hell? Is it acceptable? Does it look nice? Tell me. I require your feedback. Mostly because, yeah, I'm trying to get a hold of a lot of these systems here. Okay, so I definitely do not have enough damage to beat him outright. Like, technically speaking, if there was a timer in place, I would be able to win right now. Because, yeah, my SMG doesn't even affect his heat. However, there is actually still a way to win this fight, so I think we're just going to go ahead and use Desert Cheese then. I wasn't really planning on it, but I guess this is the one map that would have been perfect for it. I'll just go ahead and burn out all the ammo just because I can. Probably should have saved the blade. So yeah, Desert Cheese. If you didn't know how this works, it is essentially a trick that causes most of the AIs in the game to throw themselves out of the map, giving you a win by technicality. Now, as you can see, I can't charge because the orc legs are trash, and I don't know why anybody would use them because they don't let you recharge your energy at all. And I'm using a starting generator, and I'm also using an upgraded radiator, so yeah, we're basically draining energy faster than we can actually recover it. See, play screen is kind of small. Well, we can go ahead and make that sucker bigger then. So yeah, Desert Cheese is accomplished over here. Now, this will vary on what AI you're actually fighting, but essentially this is the corner that you want to be at. You're just going to run over here, and there's a bunch of sloped angles that come off of this particular rock formation. So eventually they'll just kind of show up and slide all the way off it. Right, I'm going to stream Daemon X Machina when it comes. I don't have a Switch, unfortunately, so that's not great. I mean, honestly, if it winds up being as close to Armored Core as it looks, I will absolutely try. Like, provided I have the financial means to do so. If it came out on PS4, that would be a different situation, because we kind of have one of them. But yeah. So you play this one, you think? Yeah, this is easily my favorite one in the series. Just it found that perfect little balance. So looks like he's getting stuck over there. So I'm going to try to hover forward a little bit, see if we can get him unstuck. Because I want to do is try to lure him up onto this rock, or to lure him around to the other side here. So he's still got a weapon with a pretty decent amount of punch on him. So if I can get him right here, it's overheat's fine. Go ahead and do your damage. Because if I do that, and then I walk over here real quick, and he'll start circling around the corner, hopefully. And then, since he wants to try and circle around, he's gonna, try to circle around. He's gonna hit the edge of that map, and at this point, hopefully he'll run himself out of there. So I'll go ahead and make the screen a little bit larger while we're waiting on that, since this is gonna take a while. Now how the crap do I get back to this thing? Let's see, make this a little bigger. Let's put this here. Let's take all this nice chat type business and let's move over here. Let's take that little bit donation thing and I guess we'll kind of just leave it there. Let's take this screen and let's make that just a slight smidge larger. Just exactly one smidge. There we go. It's a little bigger. Because technically speaking, I can put this follower dealy, kind of just chuck that sucker down here. Let's move this thing up here-ish. Maybe move chat more this way. Maybe make it a little bit smaller. Go readjust everything live. There we go. There we go. That's a better viewing, I would hope. Is that decent? Folks find it acceptable? Okay, since I'm not the only one in chat, is it to me or is coffee really quiet? It is very possible. Let's get that mixer up here. Mixer, get up here. Alright, is that better? Can you hear me a little bit better now? Better? Hello there, Mr. Idiocy Overdose. You've come to the right place for that. There we go. Not any better. Let's try this. Let's try this. Hang on. Properties. Alright, device. Default. Okay. Why? Where's my boost options? Alright, how's this? See, I've got my volume turned up to 75, and that's louder than I normally ever have to. Okay, let me try this then. Hang on. I think I know what might be the case. Sorry about that. Again, that's why it's always good to hear from folks. Let's try to turn that boost up. How's this? Is this better? A little bit better? Testing, testing. Much better? Oh, okay, better. No problem. Okay. Much better. Good. Alright. 10% made the difference. Now, as you can see, my AC has already gone and started doing the robot here, so he's still taking a hot minute to get over past this thing. Alright, come on. Come on, Mr. Man. Get yourself around this corner. As long as I can get him around this corner, he'll usually be dumb enough to just go ahead and run himself straight out of the map. Come on. Yeah, his spread howitzer is a little bit scary, but it's like unless he gets a full spread, it's not too bad. Unfortunately, yeah, if I run into those little areas, can fall off the map just as easily. Okay, still within his lock range. His relative lock range. Do I just call that one a mulligan? Or do we just want to call that a win because technically he lost and we don't have a timer? What do you guys think? I mean, eventually he'll fall out of the map. It's just a matter of time. Because yeah, eventually they hit one of those little ramps and it just throws them right out. Adorable hopping tank. Yeah, he's trying. He's definitely trying. Will a tank fly out of bounds? They will. If basically, they won't do the vertical thing. Like, the vertical thing got patched in 3 for the most part. There's a couple of the sub-arena guys that do it. The only reason that this map works is because, like, if you can see right there, like, you can see it just kind of slightly slopes. So if he lands on this corner or any of this area right here, it'll just throw him out immediately. And this works on pretty much everybody, so like it's really just a matter of time. I really need to just get him around this corner, and then he'll do it. but for some reason, he's deciding to go backwards, and that's pretty unusual, especially for him. So up to you. Is he overboosting? He is. So you usually expect lower quality with more boost, but that's not the case. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently all my audio stuff got completely fiddled around with when switching over to Streamlabs. So yeah, he's overboosting, but technically speaking, he's not doing enough to overheat. Even with missiles, it wasn't enough to overheat him. So, up to you guys. If you want to just count this a win, we can just move on, because he'll do it eventually. So I'll leave that one up to a vote. Right, why are you going back to the center of the map? You never do this. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Or, optionally, if anyone wants to say, hey, no, that counts as a loss because of weird, you know, you're stuck in, like, draw limbo forever, I suppose that's acceptable, too. So, you know, democracy and crap. Come on. The hell are you doing? Like, on the plus side, I guess we don't technically have energy issues anymore, now that I don't have a weapon. I can go land on his head. You know, that's always fun. Boop. Land on your head. I know what Ironman is, but I don't know what Blender is. Okay, so everything you do counts as a loss, even playing my mod. Okay, so fine, we'll count this as a loss, but but either way, we get to pass this guy, so screw it. So the Blenderizer is effectively a type of randomizer that I set up last year that yeah, I personally really like. Because I kept seeing randomizer runs, and they kept doing the same thing, like, let's go randomize the build, and then run through the game at whatever, you know, order you want to. Instead, here's how this works. I have 5 wheels set up. I have Arena, I have Missions, which apparently is taking a while to load. I have Outer Frame, which basically covers arms, legs, head, core, and boosters. I have Insides, which covers insides and outsides, which covers generator, radiator, insides, and extensions. And I have Arms, which covers all weaponry. The idea is that essentially once per what I'm calling a... Oh, crap. Okay, I didn't see what that was. Can I still say... what does that say before... Okay, what was that before I accidentally re-rolled it? Because I didn't mean to click on that one again. But basically, yeah, the thing is that, yeah, you re-roll each of those parts, then you pick. You either do a mission or you do a arena fight. You do however you do, and then you re-roll again. You edit those 3 parts over and over and over. So this will just... It won't be a complete re-roll of your entire AC, but you will get a bunch of different stuff. Okay, so we got the DD-10s, so we got the missile decoys on the insides, we got the slug cannon on the back, and we got the pedal legs. So yeah, so since this was a loss, technically speaking, trying to do the entire thing in one run was a bit of a pain, so instead there's effectively 5 lives. So this first Caffeinator is now dead. At the very first step, mind you, but oh well. So, we got this one over here, which was dubbed the Warhawk. Didn't see what the weapon was, so I'm just going to go with what the different frame part was, so I'm just going to go with whatever the second roll was. If anybody happened to have seen it, please let me know. But again, that's why it's showing that thing on the top right. So we've got the pedal legs, so we're going hover build. We've got DD-10s, so suddenly missiles don't matter. So, and yeah, it's a fun build. Or rather, it's a fun system. And the idea is, yeah, you just basically approach the entirety of the game in a random order with a random set of parts, and each of those arenas and missions will essentially be removed as soon as it's rolled. So yeah. So now we have the slug cannon. That's probably going to put us over weight, so I'm going to have to throw that away. Given that I'm still running starter rifle, I'm going to go ahead and put the slug cannon on this side. So there we go. Can I equip it, please? Thank you. Also, this time, remember to actually put on optional parts. It's almost like those things are incredibly helpful. Also, we've got a hover build that's overweight. Yeah. With the starting generator. This is going to be great. And yeah, OP Intensify, obviously that's not allowed. because it's freaking OPI. You know, that thing that's super OP and everything. It's almost like it's literally in the name. Alright, let's go for an arena fight. What do we got here? Someone I know from elsewhere, not to my knowledge, no. There's lots of wheels, dang straight there are. Okay, so D11, what do we got here? D11. Oh, yellow boat. Okay, perfect. We are in the pun completely intended, same boat. Because she is one of the only things in the arena to actually come in both without OPI and completely overweight. For reasons that are never quite explained. Anyway, let's go ahead and get rid of those decoys. You know what? Screw it. Let's make this fair. I'm going to go ahead and fight her with a slug gun. So as soon as she decides to kneel down, we'll go for it. Check it out. I can kneel down too. Bam! Also, the slug gun isn't very good. It's pretty good if you're running a quad build or something like that, but it's effectively a really powerful shotgun. But unfortunately, yeah, as you can see, the spread is all over the place. So if you're running a quad, you're able to use that thing without kneeling down, so you can just like boost straight up to somebody and completely ruin their day. But anyway, let's just go ahead and do this. Get her a little bit of overheat. She's running essentially a Moonlight, Bazooka, and Cannon build. So the Moonlight she will literally never use under any circumstances. I've gone and tested this extensively. She, I assume, is just carrying it for looks or something, because yeah, she just won't ever swing that thing, despite it being the strongest sword in the game. On top of that, her cannon obviously sucks, because just kneel down to use it. There we go. I'm going to get rid of that slug gun, because I want to get some dang speed going. This is the point of hover builds. You can be crazy fast. And I like to be crazy fast, so there we go. Unfortunately, the pedal legs don't exactly have anything amazing in terms of their carry weight, but that's fine. Like I said, it's a lot of the same principles that you end up seeing in stuff like Dark Souls, except it's just a bit faster, a bit more stuff going on, and a slightly different format. But same people, same balance, same usual stuff you'd expect. Actually, a lot of the parts you end up seeing are about the same thing. Like, one of the parts that I have right now is functionally the robot equivalent of the wolf ring. Actually, almost all the parts are ones that you later saw in that game. Alright. Or in that series as a whole. Pew, 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 and you're done here. Alright. Next wheels. First things first. Outer frame. What do you got for me? Let me guess, we're going to be like ultra lightweight legs or something. Okay, so howitzer fun times on the arms. Fantastic. Alright. So yeah, howitzer, dual howitzers, I mean, I guess we got damage anyway, so where are they? Where are them janky looking things? There we are. Friggin' dual howitzer arms. Oh, by the way, if any part gets overwritten, like if we go for dual arms or dual back weapons or something like that, I can, as soon as the next part gets built, I can basically replace the opposite side with whatever the default starter AC stuff is. Just so you know. Oh, crap. Alright, this is the part that has actually ended the run multiple times, so this is the CR5000. Best cooling in the game, worst part to get in a blenderizer. So, there you go. Because it's functionally a fridge that you stick on your machine. It's like, hey, I want to have an air conditioner in my car, let me just go put this deep freezer onto the trunk. Alright, and we got for the arms, I'm going to keep re-rolling until I get something for the back, because I obviously can't use anything on the arm. Heat rifle, that would have been really nice to get. What else do we have? We've got the arm SMG, I'm glad I didn't get that one. Come on. Heavy sniper, come on, give me the back. Give me the back. Barbecue fun times, no. Dang it, all these nice things I can't have. The Moonlight, that also would have been pretty sweet, though I don't really have the energy to support it. And the back of verticals. Okay, I can go ahead and replace this crappy slug gun with that. So, funny note on these howitzer arms, by the way, there's literally no use for their secondary function. They basically have a spread fire function, which for some reason fires 4 duds, like they don't explode. They just do impact damage, which there's literally no point. Now, how bad are we on weight? So we're 1100 overweight. If I chuck my missiles, how much are we looking at here? 645, 245, yeah, there's, and 101. So they're almost not even doing anything. Let's go for an arena and try to cheese it, I suppose. Maybe I'll get friggin' a dew or something. Welcome to the IC community. Nice. Also, we got E11. Who is E11? And it's brass. Okay, that's not bad. Not so bad anyway. He's pretty fast, he's got some pretty okay heat, but he usually doesn't do very much fighting back, and usually gets obsessed with that slug gun of his. Especially if we go for a map like, let's say, the Wasteland, where they can get stuck. Now, one quick second, I just want to make sure my kiddo's okay, because usual, I can't tell whether that's the neighbor's kid or mine that's crying, so give me like 30 seconds. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I know that was like 45 seconds, but close to dang enough, okay? Ow. How in the hell is that coffee still that hot? It's ridiculous. Dang, coffee's trying to come in and get me here. Alright, so, Wasteland. Here's the thing. The howitzer arms I'm not terribly worried about. Ooh? Something just happened. Something just happened! And I don't know what it is. The thing made a dingy nose. Oh, there's another following person. Thank you, person, for following! Who did it? Wait. How do I... Let me find the menu that tells me who did what. I think that's supposed to be this one. I'm sorry, I can't tell. It's almost like I'm kind of new to this. Just a slight tad. But yes. Whoever did the following thing, thank you. Much appreciated. Alright, now, like I said, I'm not terribly worried about these howitzer arms. The thing is, I've actually beaten both 3 and SL multiple times with those things. But the thing is, I have no movement to speak of, so that's a little bit of a problem. You know, I think I might as well just throw away. Ooh, something else just happened too. It's getting all dingy, but I don't know what the dingies mean. I can't see the dingies right now. There we go. He's just gonna sit there and take it. This is fine. I don't know why he's decided to sit there and take it, but this is perfectly fine. So yeah, I've beaten these games multiple times using the howitzer arms. It's not like they're necessarily utter garbage. It's really just more the fact that I can't necessarily, move too well. Like right here, if I can vaguely get a beat on him, like a little bit. But even then, I can't really do any quick turns. I can't do any quick adjusts or any of that. So the best I can do is something like that. So not really worth it. Might as well just keep using the verticals. Especially since he's just going to stop and go this entire time, so... Done deal. Done deal. No real problems with that. Followers! Followers are good. Thank you, following peoples. Greatly appreciate it. Actually, right, I can go tell by that little bar thingy, can't I? Except I can't see the bar thingy right now, because I'm looking at the wrong screen, because I'm trying to get a better view of this. No, why are my screens so tiny? And seriously, I appreciate it, follower peoples. Greatly appreciate it. There we go, yes. Mr. Fritz 1001 and BitVR. Greatly appreciate it, thank you. Moving on then. See? I figured out the thingy. I know how to thank people for stuff. I can do things. Eventually I'll figure out general competence, and one day I'll figure out how to breathe and talk at the same time. Okay, we got solid reverse joints. Perfect. I love those things. By the way, Extra Arena was not included in the randomizer, but I totally can include that thing if anybody wants. Now, solid reverse joints. That's actually, I thought I saved them under a different name, but yeah, solids are pretty solid, as the name implies. Next we got extension back boosters. Crap. That's not a very good one at all. Especially not for this build. Funnily enough, they don't actually scale particularly well with very heavy AC, so there's that. Oh boy. And the uncompensator cannon. Well, I don't have any arms, so... yeah, I'm gonna have to keep re-rolling until I get another back weapon. Gimme back weapon! And there would have been the 1000 MG, and the run would have been basic... Okay, basic missile, fine. You know what, I already have it. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm actually pretty okay with the verticals right now. So we'll go ahead and roll another arena, because again, there's at least options for cheese in the arena, missions, not so much. Alright, D1. What do we got for D1? Friggin' Thunderhouse, no problem. Let's go for the Wasteland. AC equipment is incomplete. How is it incomplete exactly? Oh, the booster, right. So I'm back to basic boosters, so... Crapo. Not terribly amazing in that regard. Let's do the thing. So, Thunderhouse, he's got the LX cannon. Dude's freaking terrifying. If he ever were to actually hit. That's the thing. He's one of those ones that's got really good equipment, but he never uses it properly. Just because, yeah, he's part of the intro, you know. Kind of a very long intro. So, first off, let's get rid of these stupid extensions. I probably should have checked... Get rid of these. Doesn't have any missiles, so let's get rid of that. And yeah, you know what? This is acceptable. We're still overweight, but this will work. Like, I can at least move. I can at least hit him. I've got a pretty nice long-range punchy weapon here. This will do. This will be alright. I believe he's got anti-missiles, but they kind of suck, so... Whatever. He's actually... It's funny because he's got forward-firing anti-missiles, and he's getting attacked from the top, so they keep firing, trying to go and get rid of him. I'm like, oh crap, we weren't made to shoot from that angle. Alright, let's chuck some howitzers in his direction. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a while, but I vaguely remember how to use these things. And yeah, kind of expected him to go a little bit forward here. You know, AC is one of those games that it's kind of funny where the actual difference between incompetent, like looking like you're incompetent, and kind of looking like when you know what you're doing is the difference between... it's just kind of like the split-second thing. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this then. It's slightly too much to really want to risk it. Let's go ahead and just do this. So, to the new folks that just got here, essentially the run is this. There's 3 parts on the AC that are randomized with every mission or arena fight, and all the arenas and missions are all taken in a random order. This is essentially done using all 5 ACs as lives, more or less. So currently we are on the 2nd life, and yeah, 5 in total. So that's more or less it. See, AC always seemed like lots of hopping and lucky pot shots, but I'm an AC noob. Well, it depends. There's a bit more to it. It's just one of those ones that, yeah, doesn't always look super great when you're looking at it from the outside there. Like, in all honesty, it's more like the exact timing of your jumps, you know, how exactly you take those pot shots. Like, for example, people seem to find the rocket-only runs that I did pretty amusing, in which it essentially involved taking pot shots that were more or less predictions of where somebody was going to be in a relatively long amount of time. So usually I was firing at like 3 or 4 different places at once, trying to catch the AI out or catch somebody online out. Which surprisingly, at the last tournament, I actually managed to beat a guy with rockets, so I was pretty happy about that. Anyway, DM30s. These things are trash. They're absolutely worthless, and they're going to get thrown away immediately. Now, what are we looking at? Cross shield, can't use it. Also terrible at competitive FPSs. Yeah, it depends, I suppose. I think the only competitive FPS I got really, really, really into was Battlefield Bad Company. In that game, it's just because the thing was just a joy to play. Alright, there we go. So we've got a good solid foundation here. I can get rid of those extensions, I can get rid of the insides, and we've got a very solid build. So this, I'm actually... I want to say I'm comfortable taking it on a mission. I guess it depends on the mission. Thing is, if it's something like destroy or eliminate the stuff in the lab, then it's not. Okay, recover ship cargo or defend helicopter crew. Okay, that's all right. That's acceptable. That's doable. Defend helicopter crew. Where are you? Because you're one of those ones that never come up. There we go. This is another one where you can insta-die by falling in the water, but it's also relatively easy. Okay, so, long story short, there's an oil pipeline. Here we go, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of those decoys. Yeah, we made it. Came here in a freaking helicopter. Also, it'll take us like half an hour to get up there. Oh, by the way, this particular mission, it has an unusually long draw distance. So this is like one of the only ones that'll actually lag, just FYI. It's not anything to do with anything on Twitch, it's not to do with anything else, it's just, yeah, the game lags on this particular mission. Yes, I'm sure you are, but I'm not going to go jump in the water to save you, so just wait a second. Also, wait a sec. Do I not have my stuff mapped right? My trigger command is supposed to be on my left stick, but I don't see it. Okay. So now that we're here, as long as one guy survives, we're all good. These flank missiles are pretty alright. Basically, they'll do a pretty good job of taking out helicopters and things. We might end up losing this just to weird shenanigans, but hopefully not. There's stuff floating around underneath, and I don't have any radar, so there's no way to tell what exactly is coming from where. But, you know, as long as the helicopters are dealt with, everything else is pretty harmless. There's a set amount of helicopters that will come in. Let's see, I've got 5 more helicopters I can take out with this. The verticals will usually do a pretty good job, but I'm saving those because I want to hit the stuff underneath with those, ideally. Again, you really only have to last this one out. There's no reason to go do anything risky. It's like, for example, picking up those pods is a secondary objective. If you pick up all of them, you get a hidden part. If you there's actually a hidden part just kind of lying around if you want to go pick it up. But don't really see a point in bothering. There's the option to go deal with all those guys underneath, if that's your thing for some reason. And it's one of the few that actually doesn't have music for some reason. So there's that. Now let's go ahead and do this. There we go. It's funny because this does more than double their health, so we'll just delete them on hit. It's pretty funny to see. Okay, yeah, I guess there's no reason for targeting those. Let's get rid of you. This guy over here has got the right idea. It's like, oh man, they can't hit me with verticals if I'm hiding underneath this thing. But that's where you're wrong, Chuckles. You're chasing after the wrong guy there. Alright, 10 more seconds. Somebody gonna pull off a last-minute missile snipe on that last guy? Hopefully not. What you got? What you got for me? Oh, good. They just called you, so everyone's gonna leave now? Alright, cool. That makes sense. Centaur AC best. Animal ACs are always amazing, this is true. Why is Potato playing a chicken? Dude, I always play a chicken. You see that AC on the right? The one with the rockets and the antenna head and the chicken legs? That's my favorite one. The one with no friggin' lock-on whatsoever. The one that is utterly jank and everything. By the way, S-rank. Yeah, you saw that right. But yeah, thing's utterly janky. It's bad in a lot of cases. There's like no cohesion to its parts. I love that thing. I've won fights and tournaments with that thing. I'm Alright, we got Nick's arms. Please tell me that's what I think it is. Oh yeah, we got beef arms. Also, we can get something a little bit more viable than dang howitzer. Alright, we got contact bombs. I'm never going to use those. I would really like a different radiator, though, because this radiator is pretty much rendering the rest of the machine utterly inviable. And we got a radar, so we have... I guess technically we can default to starter weapons on this. But the back radar... This is the one that's going to get replaced. Ooh, something just happened. Chicken OP. Oh, thanks, Pan. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for the thingies with the stuff, and now the Plinko machine's going to go off. Yeah, it turns out when pennies happen, the Plinko machine happens. It's fun. It's a little amusing thing. Also, what optionals am I using on this guy? That's okay. That'll do. Moving on, I want to say that's going to be too risky to bring on most missions, especially if I get, like, friggin' Rojito or something. So let's do Arena. See what we can get here. E24. As long as it is an E51. E24. Cast down is kind of a scary boy, but doable. What we want to do is run him out of shots, though. He's got a hell of a lot of firepower on him, and yeah, dude's tough. So, what we're actually going to do is do the same old standard of going to the wasteland. Hello there, new person. Oh, there's another new person too, by the way. The numbers told me so. Alright, let's get rid of that right there. Let's get rid of the contact bomblets, and we're at least reasonable now. So I've got verticals. Can plink him away with these at a distance. Unfortunately, I don't have decoys anymore. If I had the missile decoys, I'd be able to at least get rid of his big offense here. What this guy relies on is getting a big, like, punchy hit off with all of his missiles. Like right there. So I can dodge most of it, but it's still not necessarily going to be enough. Like right there, he took a massive chunk out of my AP. Alright, if I can get around to his side, though, I can potentially overheat him. Yeah, his cooling seems to suck. So I can overheat him, use that little window while he's exhausted to kind of get out of here. Maybe do a little bit more flying. Maybe a little bit more vertical action. Yeah, if he wants to go just trade arm weapons, this is fine. Like, I can win the arm weapon fight. This may be the starter thing, but the spread bazooka in this game is garbage, so there's that. But I'm almost out of energy here. Let's get rid of that blade. Get a little bit better energy recovery. Come on, please overheat, you dingus. Right. That's manageable. Just stay out of his range. He's going to go for missiles. Yeah, he's out of those. So he's out of his missiles now. He can't even use his pods anymore, though I think he winds up with like 4 missiles left in those things. So my verticals keep punching him because he's got no moves. This is doable. This is very, very possible. And let's go ahead and switch over to rifle. Basically, the rifle, for all intents and purposes, if we're comparing it to something like, you know, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, whatever else, you can basically see this as a bleed weapon. Like, it just basically builds up their meter, and then eventually if it breaks through the radiator's threshold, it causes them to go into a sort of bleed-out state. So that's kind of how all that works. Let's see. Hang on, wait. Add permitted term, put a 50%. What does that mean? It's for 50% black. Huh. Hang on one sec. I was thinking the 2 chat shouldn't have a colorful backdrop. Makes it harder to read. Okay, well I'll change that in the future. I just liked having that picture back there. I think it looks nice. But I'll go ahead and change it. This was a very nice picture that I forget. I think it was Celtic that put it together. I can't remember for sure off the top of my head right now. Also, wow, that recharge rate. That's impressive. That is some impressive suck right there. Good old suckiness. Oh yeah, he's harmless. He is one harmless boy, because all the dodging went well. Pew 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 pew. Alrighty. You gonna go ahead and overheat or what? So there we go. He's overheating. And he's dead. Cow and Panda, either of you stream AC? Mr. Cow does a good bit of AC stuff. Dude's pretty much the best at just about everything that I've seen. Like, Pro Cow is, for all intents and purposes, if you're familiar with Superfleet, he's like the Western version of that. Like, to give you an idea, several months ago, I went and did a rocket-only run of all of 3rd Gen, including Last Raven. Like, just like went and beat friggin' Damon, beat Ultimate Zenida, beat 2448. All of it. Just like, man, was all proud of doing that on stream and everything, and then like a few days later, Cow comes out and was like, yep. I went ahead and did the Damon fight in like 8 shots. So, there we go. So you don't stream but have a YouTube thing? Yeah, just check out his stuff, man. It's pretty awesome. And yeah, I'm jealous of folks with a Switch right now. Because Damon X Machina is looking pretty baller. Alright, what do we got here? We got the Rashists. That's acceptable. We got a little bit of extra defense. Not too much extra weight off that thing, though. Let's pop that sucker up there. Where's my Ratchus? There we go. Get that nice red chunk, as I like to call it. Oh, you're gonna give me the CR5000 again? Well, that's fantastic. I already have that unfortunate thing. Looks lit? Yes, it does. It does look pretty darn baller, and we got basic missiles back. Okay, so that... I guess the sailboat can go away because we got the Ratchus for some nice, fantastic radar-y goodness. Still looking mighty chunky. So at least we got some decent defense going. Unless we got arena-wise. We got D8. Who's going on D8? They said they're gonna go on a date. Har har. Alright, flare up. So this is probably gonna be Rip Run right here. To give you an idea on flare up, his whole shtick is missiles, as you might be able to tell. Thing is, he's got a very, very large complement of direct fire missiles, so even going to the parking lot doesn't really ruin him. The only way I can think of to maybe win this is Desert Cheese, so there's that. And yes, I do the moderate thing for Tactics Ogre. Because that's another series that I know way too much about and spend way too much on. Because I guess I'm a fairly obsessive individual at times. Alright, so, basically if this guy gets a lock-on, I die. So, what we're going to do here, we're going to stand over here, we're going to use this nice little rock for cover. Try to bait him out of all of his missiles. As you can tell, he's got 100 mid-missiles. About 4 of those is enough to overheat me completely, even with the CR5000. Again, best radiator in the frickin' game. Still gonna get completely ruined. Oh, you know what? Actually, if he's just gonna sit there and take him, then I guess this is a nothing fight. That'll do. That'll do. That'll do, Mr. Friggin' Flare Up. Oh, crap him. No, 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 no. Get away from me. It's a bad Flare Up. Bad, bad Flare Up. As to how on earth they fit 100+ missiles onto this thing, that's for you to decide. Oh yeah, and he's got floating mines for some reason. Yeah, each one, like, this guy can, like, friggin' 2-shot tanks. So, missiles are pretty OP in this game, as you may be able to tell. Their tracking is pretty unusually good, especially comparing to, like, late 3rd gen. Like, later 3rd gen, they start randomly missing all the time and all that. And as a result, all the anti-missile systems also suck, so there's kind of little reason to use either, except for micro-missiles, which are weirdly accurate. Some days ago, I tried to beat Zenida and LR, and it just got terrible. Yeah, that's the thing. Zenida is a weird one. She's like one of those ones where the more you beat her, the more difficult... This is going to sound really wrong out of context, but the more that she's beaten, the more difficult she gets. Like, I was doing the rocket run, right? Ultimately did beat her. Like, did finally pull that thing off, but, dude, it took a crap load of recognizing her pattern. Like, that was some, like, Bloodborne crap. Like, if Bloodborne you had to go beat every boss with a pebble, that's what it felt like. Because if you didn't know, in Last Raven, the rockets, they don't actually function right. Somebody coded them wrong. So basically for the PSP remakes, they actually scaled everything up, so a lot of the hitboxes for the weapons that nobody really bothered to check, they didn't get properly scaled up. So for the rockets in particular, you'll find that they occasionally fly straight through arms and stuff like that, because they're actually coded to their original size, rather than the new, larger version, which looks all nicer and everything, so let's just say it was a little bit janky. So, yeah. Anyway, we got the quails. The quails are very nice. I like the quails. They're actually probably my favorite hover legs in the series. They're actually very useful for the infinite hover trick, so that'll be fantastic. What do we got for insides? Please tell me it's a better generator, or a better radiator. Okay, we've got the turn boosters. Awesome. That's totally going to use that. What else we got? But yeah, so it took a good while. But the point I was trying to make, though... Oh, and we got the double-barrel shotgun. That'll do something, I suppose. We probably don't want to be in close range whatsoever, but at least we still have our verticals. So the point I was trying to get at is, yeah, she's one of those ones where if you end up breaking her legs, she just goes faster. Because, of course, why wouldn't she? Because, yeah, she cheats so hard it's ridiculous. Let's see. Potato and Cow would probably cry if I streamed AC. It would be awful. You know what? I'm very excited. I'm going to watch the hell out of that Daemon X Machina thing, because I want to see how much Armored Core stuff is actually in there. Because, yeah, like, we've had years of, doing challenge runs of these kinds of things, but yeah. I didn't play Last Raven. It's... Just take all the worst aspects of 3rd Gen and turn them into a game. The thing was, it was supposed to be the ultra difficult one that tested everybody to the their extent of their limits and everything. But the problem is they added too many mechanics in there, and they made it more difficult than it needed to be for all the wrong reasons. Like, the rest of the series works pretty well, because every one of the missions that you go on, every one of the fights that you go in, one of the aspects that they generally kept pretty solid throughout it is, like, is this a situation in which a giant bipedal mech, or, just a giant mech in general, like, would be reasonable? Like, is this a situation that you'd want to use this machine if it was available? So generally speaking, the answer was yes. You have some city that needs to be defended, you've got like 5 minutes to go call somebody up to go send them out. They're like, okay, slap these parts together and send them out there. That's kind of the whole shtick behind ACs. And the thing with Last Raven was just... so, have you played Nexus? I should probably cover that first. Like, Last Raven can be good, that's the thing. Last Raven is good for multiplayer. But the single-player campaign and all that, very iffy. Again, go see ProCow's stuff, because he makes it look like just absolute nothing. But yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not that it's a bad game, it's just that it's, in my opinion, the worst aspects, not worst, but just worse, generally worse, aspects of the series as a whole. Because, to finish what I was saying there, the situations that you run into are not ones that you'd really want something like this for. Like, for example, the best example, I think, is the power plant. Like, the idea is that you're either going to shut down the power plant, or you're going to save it. One way or another, it's extraordinarily tight quarters and everything. All the sides have different MTs. Like, for example, they've got those fire MTs that they'll put on defense. They've got those shield MTs that they'll put on defense. For the offensive ones, like when you're going and defending it, they'll go and send out those spider things. So technically speaking, like, both sides are well aware of the fact that there's really no practical reason to be sending an AC in there, because both of them have better options for accomplishing their intended goal. They just feel like hiring a mercenary to save some of their MTs, which they technically have in near infinite numbers. So that's, again, that's one of those things. Or another one where they're like, okay, we have all of these sniper MTs all over the place. They're very good at sniping at long distances. We can put like 3 of them in a canyon, not have to worry about all these missiles slowly moving through there. Instead, their answer is no. Let's go ahead and send one guy to go snipe all of them, and somehow this will be a good idea. And that, again, is one of those missions that's just like, you have to come in with a particular build, or else it's gonna suck. So that's really the only thing. It's like, it's not necessarily that the game's bad, it's just that there's a lot of aspects to it that, like, logically they force you into a build, and that goes against the general design of the series. I'd be willing to try another Arkham Core game again, but I think it would be really tough. AC3 is always the one that I recommend. I think you said you played it, so like AC3, and then you said you played 4, but have you played 4 Answer? Because 4 Answer, man, that thing is fun. That thing is really, really fun. Like, unusually fun. I mean, if I like 3 and 4 Answer, those are the two that I would highly recommend above anything else. AC1 if you're going for more of that retro vibe, but you said you already played that. Master of Arena, I personally really loved. I don't know why I'm saving it, because it's not like there's anything to really save here. It's basically 100% in save file. But okay, moving on. But yeah, 4 Answers, like... Okay, dude, play 4 Answer. There's one thing, which is just at the very start, some of the dialogue is super cringy on the very first mission. That's pretty much the only example of it in most of the game. But, oh my god, it's so good. Like, it's absurdly satisfying. And quite frankly, at the moment, if you happen to be looking for a copy, I do have, extras of all that. I'm actually selling a lot of my extra stuff recently. But yeah. That, like, dude, that game is amazing. It's an absolute joy to play. Essentially, the reason is just, well, frankly, because a lot of the movement feels very, very solid. Oh, you have it? Yeah, it is the PS3. It is the PS3 copy. But yeah, I adore that game. Like, it's my, on several times I've just gone and dug out the old dusty PS3 just to play that. Because, yeah, like, the thing is, like, okay, 4 was kind of badly translated. It actually had a way better story than you may think. Well, 4 in particular, not 4 Answer. It had a lot better mechanics than, the game really showed off terribly well, and then it also had a lot better systems than it's, like to show as well. But the thing was, 4 Answer comes along, it recycles a lot of the bosses there, but it also adds a bunch of cool stuff. Like, have you ever in general, just there's so many more parts. Like, it has 3rd gen levels of just side parts and stuff like that. Let's see, 4 has some scene out there for what I know. Yeah, 4 does have a scene, but again, like 4 Answer, that's the one that probably had the most. Ah, are we getting weird lag again? Oh, dang it. Not again. Not this again. Ah, what's it doing? This is something on Twitch's end, because I'm still seeing everything solid on my end. What the hell's going on? Why is it not working? Oh! Dang it, what's going on with this? Yes, no, maybe so. Is it back? Can you guys still see it, or is it just being weird on my end? What's going on with this? What is going on? Yeah, now it's saying it's back online. What the hell's wrong with this thing? Why is it being weird? Alright, anyway, so while it's going and doing all that, I ended up just losing all my back stuff. Because, yeah, we got the AD-50, so the quote-unquote ammo for days. So this is going to be another arena build. Back? Okay. Alright, good that everyone's back. Good to see y'all. Now, yeah, I think the same optional situation is going to work, and again, I think this is another arena build. I'm mostly waiting for something with some decent overall lasting potential in order to be able to do the missions, mostly because I'm worried about Rahito. So once I get one of those, I'm going to throw that out there. Pylon. Well, aren't you a big scary boy? But alright, so what I was saying here. So yeah, 4 Answer, like, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Like, honestly, it's almost hard to describe in many ways because how do I even put it? Just, it feels right. Like, if you've played the Ace Combat games, I feel like they maybe took a bit of a page out of their book. Yeah, I should have gone for parking lot. I know I should have. But we're going full RoboCop mode on this one. Which, it's cool, by the way. So, you may notice, I'm pretty certain that they actually tried to reference RoboCop with this, because seriously, who else walks this way? Like, no other robot that I can think of does the exact RoboCop strut. That has to be exactly what that's a reference to. Because there's a lot of stuff that's referenced different stuff in FromSoft games all the time. So yeah, do the RoboCop strut. Do the RoboCop strut. I mean, thankfully we at least got the double barrel shotty, not the basic one. So this is gonna at least bring down some decent hurt if I can't exactly move. Speaking of, if you've ever tried to do an overweight run of 3 or Silent Line, it's pretty fun to do. Come quietly or there'll be trouble. Come with me, creep. God, I love that movie. It's so good. Okay, we get the quails back. Excellent. We get at least get a little bit of weight. Man, more scenes need to have a scene with somebody getting shot in the dick. Too good. Too good. Alright, we get a little bit of better max leg weight. What do we got for inside and outside? Just please be a radiator! Oh, for God's sake. Another extension. Stop giving me extensions, you mean, mean wheel. Alright, immediately another throwaway part. What else do we got? Oh, hello there, more peoples. Curious why 3 and not SL? It's mostly because I wanted to do 3 first. So I wanted to do a randomizer for SL as well, so I plan to do so down the road. By the way, let's go default to basic missile and mid missile. Oops, did not mean to do that. But yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whoa, what are we doing? Hey, game, chill, chill, chill. Ah. Okay. What are we doing here? Okay, first off, save state it. Second off, let me restart the emulator real quick, because something just went janky. Actually, if I do this and this, does that reset it? No, what is going on here? Yeah, this is a weird issue that the emulator has, by the way. No idea. No idea what causes that sometimes. But there we go. Let's go restart the sucker. That was weird looking. I love how everyone immediately left. So yeah. So yeah, as far as 3 and not SL, yeah, I will do SL once I actually beat this one. It was more a matter of stubbornness that I hadn't beaten it. But yeah, I absolutely adore SL as well. Like, typically whenever I did challenge runs of these games, like, I've done endless amounts of them. I've done howitzer only, rocket only, blade only, parry blade, and flamethrower only, napalm and parry blade only, a Warhawk build, which is kind of its own weird thing. Energy weapons and starter generator only, overweight only, kneel only, I'm sure I'm forgetting some, crossback only, there's one. Did you try Super Robot Wars yet? Yes, I have tried a couple of them, and I did stream a couple of them as well, but, come to think about, why haven't I continued streaming those? That's a good question. Don't know for sure. Yeah, the controls went crazy. No idea what that was about. But okay, like, that's just some weird triggering issue. We're just gonna assume it felt like having a little bit of a party. But, by the way, AC6 might be, and this might immediately make everyone leave, AC6 is showing more signs of being confirmed. So, obviously they've been pussyfooting around with their, like, oh, we're totally gonna have something to show you, and then conveniently their latest window for we're totally gonna have something to show you just waiting for their actual AC team to come back from working for other people. I think that's probably what was happening, because they obviously didn't know what they wanted to do with the series. That's been clear for a really long time. And interestingly, let's see, heads up, you probably have a surprise coming up in a little bit. Oh? Well, that'd be pretty darn awesome. I like surprises. As long as they don't involve bills. I don't like surprises that involve bills. Those are a little bit scary. Okay, so we're almost back into good weight territory. Gonna go ahead and throw away this blade, because I don't plan to use it. This guy, though, will probably run himself into charging, at which point I can go ahead and shotgun his butt off. So that's always nice. But anyway, so yeah, they've said several times they've got something that they're going to be showing off for AC relatively soonish. And on top of that, those 2 games are obviously getting done. They've already said that there's another game that they can't announce yet that they're working on, but it's definitely going to be one of the ones they're known for. which immediately made everyone assume that like Bloodborne's getting 4 sequels, because that's apparently all that the news knows them for. But yeah, so maybe, just maybe. Personally, I'd be kind of surprised if it turned out to be Shadow Tower, because I'm actually kind of okay if that happens to be the case. Freaking love Shadow Tower. I feel like that. You know what? I need to stream that at some point. Freaking Shadow Tower Ironman run. It'll last about 5 seconds. Probably just immediately fall off a cliff. Yeah, it's probably the most evil game that they've ever had. Like the original one. Shadow Tower Abyss is a bit nicer, but yeah, Shadow Tower is. Oof. It's kind of like PS1 Dark Souls 2. That's the best way I can put it. Game was lagging a bit there. Okay, hang on. Is it back now? Because I know it's being a little weird on my end, but none. This is my first day actually using all these layouts and things, so stuff is broken as hell all over the place. And it's stuck loading. That's cool too. Hopefully my internet hasn't been weird again. Twitch machine, yeah, it's back. Man, what is going on with this? Because yeah, it's weird. It's like on and off. Like right now, it's showing off on my end, but I just got a message that it was back. But it's also showing on another computer. Hang on, let me check it on my phone. Huh. What in the hell is going on? God dang technical difficulties. I apologize, people. Whoa! Hello, suddenly a bunch more people. Where did you come from? Okay, are we alive now? Are we good? Are we stable? Yes, okay, it looks like we're back. Hello, there's suddenly a great number of people that just showed up. Ah, good to see y'all. Sorry for the random technical difficulties. Of course, that happens the moment a bunch of people suddenly show up out of nowhere. That's always a good time. But yeah, so here we are. You know, still doing a bit more Blenderizer, essentially a randomizer in a blender. And there we go. There's Fragile gone. Back, you think? Well, I certainly hope so. Come on, stream. What you got for me? We're gonna start. Okay, just beat the rest of that fight. Is it running yet? Let me double check what Streamlabs is doing off in the background here. It is. Show me that preview. Yeah, it's showing all right. There might be a very severe delay. Huh. Why is this being so weird today? Yeah, now it's back up to 14. I think there's a legitimate possibility that my little preview thingy just isn't working right. Cause yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it okay on this other screen here. So let's go ahead and roll some wheels while I'm trying to figure that out. Alrighty then. FCS Aroa. Let's go ahead and pop that sucker on there. Yeah, now it's showing properly. Showing properly on all devices. Good. Why does everything always have to explode? Alright, so we got a sniper FCS. Or not. Actually, no, this is a shallow and wide one. Insides and outsides, we got the DM32s. That is a dang shame. Alright, let's pop the DM32s. Again, radar decoys, so they serve no function aside from multiplayer. And honestly... Oh, please be good stream. Yes, please function. There's actually peoples here. People's showing up for like 5 seconds. Oh, dang. Alright, we got the pointy wingy thingy. So let's go replace one of these. Probably gonna replace maybe the mid-missile or the basic missiles. Give him my pointy wingy thingy, and there we go. That's looking pretty good. So yeah, it looks like we're finally getting the stream behaving a little bit. Apologies, I don't know why it does that. It just like randomly decides to break. If anybody's got any things that I should probably look into, that'd be greatly appreciated. Yeah, so we can't possibly dip back into normal weight, so I'm going to go ahead and do another arena fight, just because of cheese potential. Okay, we got C2. What we got for C2? Alright, Faust, man, sure would be a shame if you got fought in a parking lot with all your annoying hobby BS. Have you been getting dropped frames? Not really. I don't think so anyway. Let me double check right now. Getting 3% dropped frames all of a sudden. It was 0% for the longest time. So couldn't tell you what that's all about. So I think we're relatively solid. Okay. Let's throw away these dummy makers, throw away this extension, throw away this blade, get some sort of okay speed. Alright. Shotgun should be able to wreck this guy's armor like nobody's business. As long as I try to make good use of everything here, we should be alright. Alright. Yeah, so I did get some drop frames, but I couldn't tell you why. It's not, like, nothing's getting taxed is the weird part. Like, CPU, it's showing 30% use, so... Don't know what to tell you. Like, now it's fine. I mean, I know for a fact that this computer's old as hell, so that's definitely going to be part of it. Ah, yeah, that bazooka is going to be a bit of a pain. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do with this horrible turning speed. I'm not getting rid of the missiles because I can potentially back off and use those a little bit. It's honestly worth the risk as far as they're concerned. Because if he decides to run away, then, you know, the options are kind of limited. Alright, shotgun, shotgun, shotgun. Oh, come on, get dead. Just a little bit more plink to go. Good. Yes! Oh, I thought we would have gotten the hover glitch. If those things are activated when somebody gets blown up, then yeah, it'll hop around. Let's mention some. I wonder if it's his internet. Yeah, my internet is kind of bizarrely garbage. Like, for all of the excessive extent that the Comcast has gone to make sure that they don't have any competition around here, they haven't put any work in actually making their service good. So it still randomly janks out for no apparent reason. So apologies if that's happening today. Like, I knew that it might happen today, but still, I was really hoping that it wouldn't. Like, it was doing it earlier today. I thought there was maybe a chance that it was all going to be good. Well, you know, one can dream. One can dream. Anyway, while it's rolling these, let me go double check, see how it's looking on the other devices real quick. So, one sec. Alright, yeah, I came back. I mean, it's looking solid pretty much all around right now, so couldn't tell you what exactly happened there. Kind of a bummer that happened, especially like at that exact moment, because it's always going to be... Stuff like that's always going to be that exact moment, you know? Anyway. So, SEV legs. Alright, SEV, where are ya? SEV, SEV, we got quads. Quads are great, as long as we got a big old back gun. Ooh, the Rove 10, well. I mean, that's a very minor upgrade. Okay, I'll take it. It's something. Oh, and it said back sentry guns, right? Okay, so back sentry guns, that's... I don't know why I'm re-rolling those, I apologize. Back sentry guns... I guess force a habit. Don't know what it said before that, but whatever. So, okay, we are back up to 8. Oh man, look. Look at this beautiful build. We got equipment overweight, equipment incomplete, overweight, shortage of energy. Man, this is beautiful. This is beauty right here. This is how an AC is supposed to look. So for one thing, in order to even use those turrets, which I kinda need to... actually, wait. Let's see, if I get rid of those, that'll put us at 5-3. If I get rid of another 700... what do we got for extensions? That'll give us that, so we need another 500. Yeah, there's no way of going... There's no way of fixing that whole situation. The turrets could be handy because they're pretty darn strong in this game. So if I go ahead and go for the optionals, let's see, what do we need? 3 and... We could get away with just 3, so let's see what we got here. Disable lock-ons, yeah, we'll just swap that out for increasing power. Increasing the rate of fire would give them more shots before they die, but oh well. And once again, another arena fight, because apparently we can't get a viable mission build ever. B1. Awesome. Please don't be who I think you are. Sure you are. Okay. Yeah, this is looking legit. Time to go beat Royal Mist with this piece of crap. Let's try Wasteland Cheese. It's possible. Like, it's legitimately possible, at least. Let's go follow... Oh, hello there. Oh, crap, Raid? Awesome, thank you. Thank you, Raidy folks. Welcome to this thing. As you can see, it's going great. We're totally not about to die to Royal Mist. This is a great time to be joining in, and that will definitely not involve immediate death, because I'm flying in an overweight, weird spider chunk thing. So, hello, everybody. Oh, somebody joined. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Hang on, who is it? I need to go check, because I apparently don't have the little thingy where I need to. Thank you, 3 guys. So, SD Shepherd, Bizarra, and Shrink. Thank you. Holy crap, party of 95? What? Extra Spider Chunk, well, thank you. But yeah, we're doing a bit of a Bizarro randomizer of sorts. Oh my god. Everybody's doing followies. Holy sweet Jesus, 88? Oh my god. That's a new one. That's not a small number. Hello, everybody. Nice to see ya. So yeah, trying to go for a bit of a desert cheese with Royal Mist here. Hopefully he's going to end up flying himself out of bounds. Maybe. Oh my god, the... Oh yeah, this thing completely broke. It's not telling me who else is doing stuff. Yeah, the alerts broke. I mean, holy hell, 118. Dude. Thank you. Just like, hello everybody, just thank you. That's all I can really say there. Like, man. So yeah, so right now we're trying to get this guy to leave, and he's not. He's just being mean, and he's sitting over there with... If you didn't know, Royal Mist is basically like one of the most insanely overpowered guys in this game, and I'm fighting him in a guy that's completely overweight and relatively unarmed. So yeah, even if I would probably need every single shot in the shotgun to actually hurt the guy. But alright. So, let's see. Realistically, what I need to do is I need to actually probably throw this away and get a little bit faster. What I need is to get him on this side. So he's going to go for those. That's fine. So let's show off a little bit of competence here, I suppose. So let's go over here. But what I'm trying to do is use the edges of this particular little hill formation to force him to accidentally launch himself out of the map, because I have no reasonable way of actually beating him. So, anyway, so once again, hello all you Raidy folks. Good to see y'all. And if you have any requests, any questions, anything that you want to see, do feel free to let me know. And do feel free to spam away stuff. Oh, thanks for the 100 dealies there, Mr. Pan. See, I got the high ground. I mean, I can have the high ground, but he just took off half my health with, like, lancing hits. So yeah. Might be about to lose a third life to this guy. So this is kind of like an Ironman run with 5 lives, as it were. I have 5 randomized ACs to try and beat everything in a randomized order. And, oof, let's just say there have been some rough moments so far. Anyway. Yeah, honestly, most of these I can usually beat on a pretty regular basis with next to no equipment, but this guy is a bit tough. Actually, this guy doesn't even like to be cheesed all that often. So yeah, cheesy stuff is good. So yeah, there we go. Got him around the corner. All right, come on, come on. Let's get that last corner going. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to mess with his AI. There's 3 corners that he can run into over there. If I go over here to the very edge of this one, it might cause him to slide off. Especially if I do this, try to hover in place, he may try to match my elevation, which may cause him to... There we go. We're getting there. Come on. I'm facing to the right. You know, you want to flank left. So, a little bit of AI abuse, as it were. Alright, come on. Go left. Go left. You know you wanna. Come on. Come on. I don't want to get too close to him, by the way, because he may just suddenly decide to flank right, and there's really no answer that I could possibly have for that. Alright. So, come on. There you go. You know you want to fly up. You know you want to fly up. Let's do this thing. Get off that corner. He's a little bit stuck at the moment. It's okay. It's okay. We'll get there. We'll get the bastard. Although, really, he's kind of a nice guy once you actually run into him in missions. He's pretty helpful. The guy just doesn't like taking missions very much. Alright, there we go. Continue getting completely owned. Perfect. He's on the right corner. He's on the right corner. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come get me. Come get me. Don't go backwards. Just, a little bit more. See if he wants to match elevation. Come on. Come on, go forward. All he has to do is go forward and he's out of here. Go left? I don't want to go left. I don't want to go left. He's so close. He's exactly where I want him to be. Give or take. I mean, I want him to be over here in this little pocket. And he keeps immediately backing off. Come on. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. I just don't want to end up dying to like, burst of missiles to the back is the thing. Alright, come on. Come on. Show off the desert cheese. Why does it not want to work today? Come on. A little more. A little more. Come on, Kaiser. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. There. Who's a good Kaiser? Good job. Good boy. Now just go ahead and... Let's go ahead and fast forward here. I mean, I guess this is the one case where actually having that radiator is a bit helpful, because he'll eventually go out of bounds. Okay. He's just going back and forth now. Is that how it's going to be? Not this way? No, he needs to go that way. The reason that I'm facing left is because he'll usually end up deciding to go right, or he'll end up trying to circle around, and I definitely do not want to move forward there. Okay, come on. Just a little more. Where? No! Come back here! Come back here, you douche! There we go. He's coming back. Oh, he almost went out. He was right on the line, too. The funny part is their AI is set to automatically just like repel off of that line, but what I'm trying to do here is pretty much get them to hit one of these ramps, which will cause them to launch out. So we'll get there. Come on, come on. Love how this works every other time, but right now when like 50 people are here. Of course, this would be the one time that his AI just suddenly discovered amazing competence. You know what? That's how RNG goes. Alright, come on. There you go. Keep on firing. Amazingly, he's going to have shots forever. Because his shoddy lasts quite a long time, yeah. Alright, come on. Come on! Oh, look. Look at this juicy spider up here. You know you want some of this. Excellent. Do it. Do it! Come on, do it. I'm right on. He's right on the. Come on, hit the ramp. Hit the ramp. Getting friggin'. What do you even call this? Like out of bounds, blue balled? He's out of bounds right now. He went out of bounds. Count it. Count it. Dang, game's not counting its own rules. You see that? See, Raiders are watching this as a challenge run thing. This isn't standard AC. Yeah. So, yeah, this is random parts, random fights, random missions. Because the parts are randomized with every single mission and fight. So that's how I wound up with this janky monstrosity. This thing can't even, like, function properly. I can't even both stand on both of its legs and equip a weapon at the same time. So that's the only reason that I have to beat him this way. And yeah, go figure. This like managed to roll one of the I would say easily the hardest fight, actually, in the entire game. So like this guy in a head-on fight is the hardest by far. Like a pretty friggin' wide margin. Reason being is that, yeah, he cheats. He has an extraordinarily bulky build that is resistant to basically everything. He has the ability to overheat you pretty much instantly in a lot of cases, especially if he winds up getting that kind of combo right there. Specifically, he's kind of tethered to a sort of mid-range type situation where he'll hit you with both of his arm weapons at the same time, and usually follow up with missiles, which will usually take out about 2/3 of your health with a single volley of that description. And yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't seem to be behaving this time. Come on, a little bit more, a little bit. Get there, get there. Okay, he's up on top. This is fine. As long as he doesn't try to fly above me, he's out of here. Almost. That's fine. Next life. Next life. No retry options, but we do default to the starter AC now.